Ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays for everyone here at the Shahardi Sherman Health Law Talk podcast. Conrad Meyer on the microphone with my two original co-hosts, George Mueller, Roy Bellina. Gentlemen, hello.
Good morning, everybody. Morning, afternoon, depending on when you're listening.
I mean, what a befitting way to open up the intro with some festive Christmas music.
That's some great bumper music.
I love that.
That's good.
It makes me feel, Christmas just makes you feel good all around.
That's right.
It does.
I mean, everyone's happier, a little smile on their face, a little chip, everybody's happy. It's,
Yep.
Definitely.
And we thought it would be a good idea for for everybody to come on today, really the three of us to come on the show today and just talk about what we're thankful for and wish everyone, our listeners, who listen to the podcast, that we wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. And I thought we'd go around the room and we just talk to everybody and talk about maybe some Christmas traditions or things that maybe we do and share and talk about how good we feel, right?
That music made me immediately want to go out and rush and finish a Christmas list that I haven't started on yet, and or pick up some food that I'm supposed to cook.
I was told last night that I had to get all the food for Christmas Eve, Christmas morning,
all the food, like all of it,
Christmas night.
That's your job.
And so I'm like, there's never a better time to do it than maybe tomorrow when it's going to be freezing cold or
the great
Saturday.
thing about that is that when you buy meat products, if you have to travel later, it turns out they won't thaw or go bad in the car.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, well, for people who don't know, I mean, tomorrow night here in New Orleans.
Tonight, right?
Is it tonight? Yeah, tonight and tomorrow and Christmas Eve.
Right.
It's going to be like in the high 20s.
Yeah.
Maybe even the low teens.
Low teens? Sure. Oh, man.
Which, for those of our listeners north of the Manson-Nixon line, that's pretty common. And, of course, we don't know how to drive in snow or black ice or anything. But down here, it's a pretty big deal because a lot of our structures have exposed pipes and a lot of landscaping and whatnot that they're subtropical, and they don't typically get exposed to that level of blast. By way of just an idea of what's going to happen here, so I understand that in Montana this morning, it went from 27 degrees to 1 degree in a span of 3 minutes.
I did hear that. I did hear that.
And so that reminds me of something like off of Lake Michigan, which
sure.
just blasts right over you and it drops 20 degrees. But
I was
that's impressive.
And I was watching some TikToks the other night, and they showed me, and I'm admitting I watched the TikToks, but someone was showing me the inside of their house where there was ice on the wall, like behind their bed. I'm like, oh my God.
They need a little insulation.
That
R0, right?
Yeah. Earlier in the week, I had to go get the insulation, like the spigot covers and the pipe insulation, because we didn't have it, and no Home Depot or Lowe's had it. I finally found the Ace Hardware in New Orleans East that had it, and they were going to get more. But yeah, I had to go and had to do that for the first time in a long time.
I was telling Conrad I had some thermal shielding, which has like a nice layer of foil, some closed cell foam, and then adhesive that comes on a spool that I had for an automobile that I do some work on as a thermal insulator. I was able to cut it, wrap the pipes, lickety split, done last night. Very thankful to have that in the garage ready to go.
Hey, you're lucky, because I can tell you right now, I went to Lowe's and Home Depot just to look for just duct tape. They were out.
Sure.
Look for some kind of insulation, but luckily my brother-in-law came to the rescue and had wrapped my pipes and. But, I mean, you're right, Rory. I mean, none of us face this over here.
I know.
Not on any regular basis.
Reminds you to do a better job of thinking of it before there's a run on it,
Yeah. Then
Boy Scout motto, be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to do that in a lot of different ways, but I wasn't prepared for the cold. Because I didn't think it was going to be that cold. But, man.
Right. No, it's coming. Old Man Winter is showing up. Loud and front and center.
So have you boys, you guys, have y'all finished the Christmas food shopping? I know Rory said he's going to go.
Haven't started. Plan to get to that maybe tomorrow or hopefully not Saturday.
I made my list out the other day. I do have the filet that I'm going to cook. I'll probably start thawing it tonight.
Nice.
We did get 6 militons, and we might need a few more.
Are you making the shrimp mirliton dressing?
Is there another kind?
Is that for those? Wait, so for those up north who listen, what is a mirliton?
A mirliton, I believe, is a type of squash. It is kind of a pear-shaped, I don't know, consumable. I guess you call it. Some people call them chayotes, right?
Right.
And they have a seed in the middle and like a tan, sort of green, pulpy flesh. And what we do down here is we boil them, then we split them, then we dig them out and leave the shells, and then we add onions, green onion, maybe a little celery, sometimes some green pepper. I use red pepper because I think red and green match the season, and a few other things in there. And then once you get all of the pulp done and your aromatics done, then you add some shrimp and some spices, combine it all together, add a little bit of breadcrumb, refill those shells that you didn't gouge out when you were getting the pulp out, and then top them a little breadcrumb, and then you have 30 minutes in the oven at a temperature of 25 to 35, depending on how hot you cook, and then you have a stuffed mirliton.
Isn't that nice? I'm getting hungry hearing that.
Sounds good.
That's it, man. That's one of the my wife loves them, and so I cook a dozen or so of them every Christmas.
I gotta go to the Costco's and get brisket. I'm smoking brisket.
Oh wow!
I'm doing brisket for Christmas morning at my brother-in-law's house, and if I smoke one, I got to smoke two. I mean, for my house, right?
Sure.
Because it's a pain in the butt.
I see what you did there.
Huh?
I see what you did there.
Well, literally, it takes a long time, and for anyone who smokes, I mean, it's a labor of love. So I got to go do that. And I'm making
if you're going to set up. You're going to set up your oven. You may as well not do more than one, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's going on the pellets. I'm cheating. I'm not doing the stick burner, but the pellet smoker this time.
Okay.
And I get doing shrimp ramelade and shrimp cocktail.
Oh, nice.
It sounds great.
Yeah. What about you, Rory? What you got on your menu?
Typically, do a fillet. I'll get a whole tenderloin.
Nice.
And I'll sous vide it all day, Christmas Eve.
Reverse sear.
And then we go to mass. Get home from that. I'll crank the egg up as hot as I can get it. Take it out. Let it rest a little bit. Pat it down. Just sear it a little bit on each side.
What do you coat it with? What do you coat it with?
Before I sear it, I'll do a little bit of salt and pepper and then olive oil just so it doesn't burn the skin.
Nice.
But before I put it in the vacuum seal, I also will kind of coat the outside. Then when you take it out of the vacuum seal, you got to pat it dry. But do that, throw it on the egg for a couple minutes, tent it, take it out, let it come up a little bit more, and then slice it kind of like you see it like a hotel if they've got a whole tenderloin.
I've been watching, related to that, I've been, the Gordon Ramsay Welly videos, right? His beef Wellington. I've been watching that. I was thinking about doing it, but, you've got they just have that little Chateaubriand section. You don't get the whole thing, the tip and then the butt. And when you're cooking for a bunch of people, I don't want to necessarily do that, but I do like the prep of it. It makes me think about
it's a very easy thing to do, and it works great because Christmas Eve we're usually running around doing last-minute things.
You can carve off of it.
Just set it and let it in the sous vide all day.
What's your target temp? About 120, 125?
I'll do 125 on the sous vide and then take it out, throw it on the egg. That'll bring it up another probably 10 degrees, and then just let it rest. Because most people that come over are more of a medium-ish.
My brow is furrowing. I think when you got over 130, 135.
Yeah, I go for those end pieces, which are a little bit. I go for the middle pieces, which are the more rare cuts.
Right.
But there's two of us, and the other 10 people that come are more of the well-done steak.
Yeah, because 125 in the middle.
Yeah.
On the ends, you're going to be in
correct,
that range, right?
Correct,
so
correct. But most of the meat is in the middle. So, I mean, I try to keep it as low as possible. Last year I had some complaints. Some people said it looked like it was live still.
The inner food tyrant in me would tell them that we have a very serviceable and accessible microwave.
That's right.
As long as you don't have any gold trim on your serviceware,
that's right.
They're more than welcome to get it for 30 seconds to get rid of the moo cow.
Microwave their $200 fillet.
Now, see, people who listen to us wouldn't realize that we actually have 3 chefs in this office. I mean, how you like that?
I wouldn't call myself a chef, but
we're experienced and enthusiastic home cooks.
Someone who likes to cook.
That's right.
Now, everyone has traditions in their house, right?
Sure.
Christmas Eve traditions, Christmas Day traditions, and like, for example, Christmas Eve tradition. Usually, I go to was Antoine's with my family, but then now we're going to my sister's house post COVID. So,
sure.
And that's she's been established as the Christmas Eve place. So we go there and have a nice little dinner. Blah 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 blah. Just curious, what are some of the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day traditions that you guys would really be willing to share?
Yeah.
That your families do.
Well, I can tell you one of the things that we did. I guess we're establishing a tradition is we have a large maple tree in front of the house. It's taller than the house, which puts it probably at around 30 to 40 feet. And so this year we decided to get some very large ornaments, blow-up ornaments, the giant beach ball type ornaments, and put those on there. And then my wife and daughter decided that we needed a 20-foot Santa in front of the house.
That's
and
great.
so the Santa and the ornaments and the huge old-growth maple tree all are to scale. So that's been outside in front of the house this year. And a number of the little children in the neighborhood, I mean, I saw it and I was like, wow, this is a little bit much here. But at the same time, it's a lot of fun. My daughter loved it. All the little kids in the neighborhood really like it. So that's something we're probably going to do every year.
That's
the
good.
Kids have
That's
enjoyed
great.
it so much. It's been a lot of fun doing that. So I guess we sometimes it changes as to mass schedule. Sometimes we'll go to vigil mass. I've gone to midnight a couple of times. It varied when the children were younger, just because either they were sick or sleeping, and so you couldn't do that. We usually try to go to mass in the morning. I typically do most of like Roy, I have to arrange all the food in the morning, so I'll get some help with the prep work. I'm usually getting that done that morning, and then by 11:30, hopefully, if I've planned correctly, everything that needs to be in the oven. Everything else is pulled. The meat's been pulled and tented and is resting, and I'll go get cleaned up and then receive guests for about 1 o'clock. And usually have one of those delicious old fashions.
Yep.
We pick a good wine to go with it. Some of the ladies have champagne, and we'll have a little bit of that, and we all get to visit for a while.
The old fashioned, man. I like the old fashioned Christmas. That's good.
I was tasked
It's either
this
that or the
year.
eggnog, right?
Yeah.
So I was tasked this year. The hot drink is the espresso martini,
Oh wow.
and so I need to go over to Total Wine. Apparently, they have a mix that makes it a lot easier.
Sure,
to-
and
to make.
if you chill those glasses
Yep.
and then you get whatever chocolate pour and turn it, you get kind of the coating on the side, which makes for a nice little
Nice.
presentation.
Similar to you, though, at Christmas Eve, we've got a tradition of going to Mass. We used to hop around to different relatives' houses, but with the kids, that just became too hard. So now we go to Mass. Everyone comes to us and kind
Nice.
of play
Home base.
games, watch TV, really just hang out, don't do much, just spend time just with my parents, in-laws, and do that till they're ready to leave. They leave, we wake up, hopefully Santa has come, and the kids, we get to watch them open their presents.
Yeah, what fun
Then
is that?
My parents come over, they give the kids their presents, then we go over to my in-laws, they get the presents from them, and then by Christmas night, I'm hopefully on the sofa, relaxed,
Yes.
feeling good, and
As you should.
And the house is a wreck because there's just paper and stuff everywhere.
That's a sign of success.
But it was a successful time, and it's a good time.
We've been working through some of the Christmas TV viewing, right? We went through most of the old Romeo Mueller stop action, Rudolph, and everything. I think we've still got to do Yukon Cornelius and all that.
Oh,
They go to
yeah.
the Island of Misfit Toys.
The
and everything.
Misfits.
We got to get that.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to figure out what night we're going to look at. Maybe It's a Wonderful Life, and then we like to do Christmas Vacation as well. Time of day of the season, I think, are important for
Sure.
both of those. So we're trying to figure out
Sure.
what day, what time. Hey, let's watch this. Let's watch
I tried
that.
the hardest to get my kids to watch It's a Wonderful Life,
And-
and it was,
yeah.
They didn't want to do it.
I don't think they're old enough. The black and white thing. It's a long movie. I kind of forgot
The
how long it
themes
was.
and the sentiments are a little bit more for an adult target
Yes.
audience, just because of
Yes.
See, I'm just
empathy and the sadness and the redemption
Right.
and all that.
Right.
I'm just the opposite. I want to watch Christmas Vacation. My kids are too young.
Yeah.
Well,
My kid's a little too young for that. I would watch Christmas Vacation every year. I think that's awesome.
right.
You
right.
mean Randy Quaid?
Yes.
The sewer
Oh,
emptying.
that's a key scene.
I think it's probably not.
In the store in the morning in the store with Chevy Chase.
Oh,
I mean,
goodness, yeah.
it's-
Adult themes, definitely.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yeah, no, we don't want to.
Don't want to do that.
Home Alone's always a huge hit.
That's a
My
good
kids
one.
will
We
watch
caught
that
that.
year
We
round.
caught
They love that.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. It looks like everyone has very healthy and happy traditions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't believe it, but we're actually going to be closed tomorrow. So before Christmas Eve, which is great.
Right.
So now I have another day to shop.
Yep.
And do other things.
Yep.
And hopefully get that done. Have y'all both
this
bought
year,
get all the present shopping done?
Not yet.
No.
I used to be the in-person shopper. Like I wanted to go and physically
with the holiday air and everything.
I wanted to go and physically get it, and I would always go literally the weekend before Christmas.
It was fun.
That gave Danielle so much anxiety. And so I've completely kind of shifted. I really don't buy much. She pretty much buys everything. But for the few things that I did, I've kind of mailed it in, and I've done everything online. I've had it shipped here, had it shipped to the house, and it's great. I haven't had to go to one store besides getting, small like alcohol type stuff.
Yet
for
another way
people.
that COVID has changed the world.
Well, and my wife told me that today.
Yeah.
Vanessa told me, she said, look, one of the Christmas gifts I've given you is the fact that you don't have to do any shopping, just show up. I'm like, well, I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, that's a pretty good Christmas gift.
Yeah, it is.
It's a pretty good gift.
We are going to go drive around and see some lights, and I'm very grateful that it's going to be really cold when we're doing that. We'll probably get some hot chocolate or some beignets, and we'll go drive through a couple of the, we have a couple of parks in town that have very, well-developed, large drive-through type lighting displays that are going to.
We did City Park the other night, and that was good. Just whatever that Lights in the Oaks. We did the whole thing.
The Lafayette
Lafayette, we did that too.
And get out and do some things.
Yep.
It's very foot traffic friendly.
It was. Now I think you still have the Christmas in the Oaks where you can get in the walk and go to the amusement park. And that's fun.
If that's open for the weather, I don't know how they're handling the weather.
I don't know how they can do that either. But
wear your ice shoes.
But yeah. We've got that, and then we've got a short week and segueing right into
New Year's. Oh boy,
so
2023
coming up.
Yeah, you think 2023 is going to be better than 2022? I hope so.
I imagine so. I think we're leaving some of the issues that were holding us back from 20 and 21 in 22. Hopefully, those will become further memories. We'll have some congressional changes that may change the political landscape a little bit, both from a standpoint of regulatory for our clients and then just politically the mood. I guess that'll change. I'll tell you, I'm thankful for some of the healthcare deals that have popped up in late November, early December that have to close this year. We're working on a number of them right now that have popped up. So that's been kind of fun. And they always, as you know, they always pop up. Everything's got to be done. Tax is going to change. But so we have some of those that are driving some hard deadlines. So we're dealing with those this morning. And we'll continue to do so through the end of the year. Very thankful for that. So that's going to be pretty good.
Well, hopefully, 2023 for all of us is going to be a good, bright year. And we'll get some good topics on here. We'll put some more good podcasts on. Let's. I just want to say thank you to both of you, Rory, George. You guys are great. I couldn't ask to be, have better co-hosts and better partners to share in the work and the fun and sometimes the angst, So I'm glad to have y'all here together.
Yeah, you've been great running the board and kind of driving our narrative and moderating us and making sure that we're, having a good conversation for our listeners. Right.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
Indeed.
Well, thank you. Any parting thoughts, gentlemen?
I think this is going to wrap it up for the year, and we'll come back fresh next year with some new guests, new topics, and take any listener advice.
Fantastic. Well, everyone out there, we want you to have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, stay time with your family, enjoy the kiddos, and you know what? Just put a smile on your face and realize that 2023 is going to be better than 2022. See you next year, folks.